I never pressed play. Okay. That's hilarious. Not really. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are doing my December reading wrap up. I'm so excited. I've had some pretty good reads this month. I've had an interesting read. I did have a DNF. I don't DNF books often, but I just couldn't get myself to finish this book. So I read 20 books in November. Some of them, well, actually quite a bit of them, I did listen to the audiobook for them as well. So it's a little bit of both. I read some of my Kindle, I read some paperbacks, and I listened to some audios. Yeah, let's just get into it. So the first book that I started off November with is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So I have been putting this book off for the longest time. I put it off because I really want to read like the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. And I mean, I hear that you don't need to read this series to read that series, but like it's a better experience because the MMC in Once Upon a Broken Heart shows up in here, or actually shows up in the second one. But I did it and I loved it. I rated this 4 stars. I didn't want to put this down. Like I had so much fun with this. So Julian and Scarlett, yeah, I loved them so much. This was a lot of fun. I am so glad I finally picked this up. So this series actually follows 2 sisters. This one is about Scarlett though. And Scarlett goes through like trials and like these games in like this magical carnival. And he goes through this with Julian, the MMC, and oh, I can't. Like I had so much fun. And then I listened to the audio for Finding Beauty by Anne Penny. I rated this 4.5 stars. This is the second book in the Love, Beauty, and Soul series, and this one is the second chance billionaire romance. And I devoured this. Oh my goodness. This one had me crying. Oh my goodness. Is it Melanie? Oh no, I forgot the FMC's name though. I want to say her name is Melanie. I think her name's Melanie. But Melanie, the heiress that Grayson from the first book, he was engaged to, it's about her. And it's a second chance romance. And oh my goodness, it was so good. I loved her and Scotty's like relationship so much. It goes from past and present, past from when they're like in high school, how their relationship started, what happened that separated them, to the present when he is like this rich billionaire, wealthy, and in the past he was not any of those things. He had a really rough upbringing, and this was so good. I highly recommend this series, especially the audiobooks. The audiobooks were so good. And then I read Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. This is the book I DNF'd. I DNF'd it at 70%. I couldn't do it. Like, it's very insta-love. Like, very insta-lovey. And that's not a trope that I love. Like, I want a slow burn. I want them to get to know each other. Plus, it was, like, they get off on the wrong foot, right? They're bickering and they just don't really vibe with each other. Well, at least she doesn't vibe with him. But, like, all of a sudden, it's like, I want to be with you. I love you. Like, I don't know. It's, like, fake dating, too, right? So, like, they fake date and then all of a sudden they're real dating. Like, it just jumped. Like, I missed something. Something happened. I missed it. Something happened that I was just very confused with. So I couldn't get into it. But I don't like to DNF books. It makes me feel incomplete. Couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. I was so bored. I didn't like the characters. And yeah, that's a bummer. And then I read Keep Me Never by Megan Brandy. So I actually finished this at the very end of October, because I got the ARC for this. This actually came out, I think, November 4th, but I didn't put it on my Goodreads just yet. I was waiting for release day, so I completely forgot to even add it into my October wrap up. So we're doing it now. But yeah, I read Keep Me Never. I rated this 4.5 stars. This is Chase and Paige's book. Now, if you've read this series, you know Chase is not a well-liked character. This is his redemption book, and he is 100% redeemed. Like, he is actually my second favorite man in this. Obviously, Noah Riley, You can't top him. You just can't. But he is my second favorite one. And Paige is Noah's best friend. Oh my goodness, was this good. And it was actually like spicier than the other ones, which I wasn't expecting, but I am not complaining. I'm not complaining. Chase, I can't. And Chase goes through it in here. Like, I felt so bad for him, but the way that he is like so down bad for Paige, oh, this man, he is officially redeemed. He's my second favorite man in the Avex University series. I love him so much. 4.5 stars. Yeah. And then I read Legendary, which is the second book to Caraval. This one actually follows Donatello, which is Scarlett's sister. So I did prefer Caraval over this one, but I still enjoyed it. Like, I still rated this 4 stars. I don't really want to say too much about it because I don't really know if it would, I mean, I don't think it would necessarily spoil anything. It might, you know what, I'm not gonna tell too much about this because I don't want to spoil anything, but I will just say that this was really good. I'm really liking Legendary. This series is fun, and I will be reading finale soon. I haven't read it yet. It will be happening soon though. And eventually I want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Like, oh, I hear that one's just so good. But yeah, 4 stars. Loved it. And then I listened to the audio for Sweet Little Obsession by Teresa Wolf. This is a step-sibling romance. It's also professor-student. So it's a bit of an age gap, but not really. Like, they're not all that far in age. Like, I think she's 19 or 20 and he's in his 20s. Like, they're really not that far apart, but he is her professor and step-sibling. And it's also like stalker. It's a stalker romance as well. I did not like this. I rated this 2 stars. This audiobook actually took me like 2 weeks to finish because I didn't want to continue. So unfortunately, this was a miss for me. And then I listened to the audiobook for Saving Soul by Anne Penny, which is the 3rd book in the Love, Beauty, and Soul series. This one is about Grayson's older brother, Alex. And I have been so excited for his story because he's the one who is very like closed off, a womanizer, till he meets that one girl that just changes his whole persona. I love that. I love that trope where it's like he's like a playboy, he gets around, but then he meets that one girl that completely changes his whole perspective on things, and it's just, oh, I devoured this. This was so freaking good. Oh, did I mention when I rated it? Did I do that? Well, I rated it 4.5 stars. All 3 books in this series, I rated 4.5 stars. They were close to a 5, not really there. Like, it didn't give me like that 5-star feeling, but it was close to it. This is also single mother. So Cassidy has an 11-year-old son. She ends up taking a job for Alex's family to be like his grandfather's end-of-life doula. And Alex spends quite a bit of time at his parents' like mansion because, you know, they're rich. Obviously, you can't, it's a billionaire romance, you know? So they spend quite a bit of time together. Oh my goodness. And like the way he instantly connects with her son, like their relationship, their friendship that happens, oh my goodness, it was really so good. Also the jealousy, oh my goodness, the jealousy. So Alex does go through it in here because his grandfather is, you know, he's not doing good and he is struggling with that. But the way Cassidy is there for him for it, oh, I highly recommend this series. And then I read Willing Prey by Ali Olinder. I rated this 3.75 stars. I liked it. So this is a primal play romance. It's billionaire. Let's read a little bit of this synopsis. Divorced and buried in student loan debt, Claire Collins eagerly enters a spicy business agreement with an acquaintance who wants to explore his primal desires. The deal is simple: 30 days as his sexual prey, $30,000 in her bank account. All she has to do is give Shane Underwood the hunt of his life. That was just like the first paragraph, but you get the gist of it. This was fun. Yeah. And then I listened to Deal with the Demon by Meg Ann and Kay Lorraine. I rated this 3.25 stars. It's a paranormal romance. It's got demons, vampires, werewolves. It's also Why Choose. There is a purple demon with, you know, little horns and a tail. He does stuff with said tail. Yep. And then there are 2 twin brothers, werewolves. And then there is 1 human. I had a lot of fun with this. I really did. I also listened to Promise to the Night, which is, it goes right after that. It's a little novella. That's the word. That goes along right after it. I didn't rate that because it was just a little novella. Very, very, very short. I will be continuing the series. After that ending, I'm really curious how this is gonna go down. It's very spicy, which is to be expected in a Why Choose. Like, let's be real right now. It's expected. I do have a favorite guy though, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember his name. I think his name is Ben. Ooh, I don't know, but he's very much like the shy, nerdy type. He also does have a stutter, like the FMC, like she really makes him nervous. And the stuttering was so cute. And then I read one of my favorite books of the month, The Endless Fall by Emerson Hoyt. I rated this 5 freaking stars. This was so good. This is a like dark, gothic, western cowboy-esque romance. And I was living for this. This was so freaking good. It's also got like a bit of a mystery to it. But the ending of this is what got me. Is what was like, yeah, no, this is definitely gonna be a 5. 100% 5 stars instantly. Because I had thought it was gonna be like a 4.5. But as I got closer to the end, I was like, this is gonna be a 5 stars. Because what do you mean? Like after that ending, I need book 2 now. Like, oh my goodness. I'm still in shock. The FMC Willa ends up falling for her brother's best friend. Okay, so they got a little bit of a relationship going. The truth never stays buried, and Deadwood always calls you home. Okay, I'm gonna read you the description because, guys, you need to read this, okay? Willa Dunn is finally getting the hell out of Deadwood, but first she needs to tell her overprotective family that she's leaving. For years, she's dreamed of escaping the small town that refuses to let her forget the past. But when Riker Bennett, her childhood bully and brother's best friend, comes back to East Texas, all her plans go up in smoke. Against her brother's wishes, Willa finds herself drawn to the broody troublemaker with scars that rival her own. But as her attraction to Riker ignites, so do the disturbing events around town. Shadows move in the forest, dismembered livestock plague the ranch next door, and Willa slowly realizes she's not the only one keeping secrets. As betrayals and lies bring her to the breaking point, Willa must decide if turning her back on her godforsaken hometown is worth losing the one person worth staying for. But this was so good. 5 stars. A new book that I will 100% be recommending all the freaking time. And then I listened to I'll Be Home by Tate James and Heather Long. I rated this 3 stars. This is like is it like a romantic suspense? Dark romance, Christmassy romance. It's Why Choose. Like second chance Why Choose. It was alright. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was just like alright. You know, like I enjoyed listening to it, but it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. 3 stars. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this because like I'm not like, you know, super obsessed with it, but it wasn't bad either. Our FMC moves away from her hometown like years ago, and then she comes back because she's supposed to be covering a story because she is a reporter. And there are like missing children happening in her hometown, and she goes back to try and uncover it. And that's when she runs into 3 past acquaintances, friends, ex-lovers, stuff like that. And yeah, it was alright. And then I read, okay, after The Endless Fall, I needed to read more books by Emerson Hoyt. So I read September Doves and Summer Sparrow. Also, I didn't realize how thick the second book was. Oh my goodness, look at the first one. compared to the second one. Holy crap, I didn't even realize that. I read this on my Kindle. As soon as I finished this duet, I purchased it on Amazon because like I need all of her books. No, seriously, she is becoming a favorite author. I don't want to say like too much because I genuinely think that you should go in blind, because that's what I did. I completely went in blind. Like I didn't read the blurb, I didn't do any of that. I just went in, dove right in, head first. But it's basically like motorcycle club, mafia kind of vibes, dark. I mean, not like for me, it wasn't like super dark, but it does have dark stuff happening here. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't super dark, but it's still kind of dark. So the first book I rated 4 stars, and the second book I rated 4.5 stars. I devoured this, and Colton Archer, yeah. This one, the second book, actually had me crying. This is enemies to lovers. Like, the two main characters don't really get along in the beginning. Actually, Colton tries to drive her out of town. Like, he really does not want her there. But something happens. Like, they reconnect. And when they end up hooking up one night, and then things escalate from there. And it was the best thing ever. The ending of this had me crying. Because why? Why? Also, the found family. This is found family, and it's honestly a favorite found family. Like, I really enjoyed this found family. It was so good. I recommend this. I recommend this author because she is so freaking good, and the character art, like, I looked up character art for this and Endless Fall, and it's so freaking good. Actually, the Endless Fall, what made me pick that book up was the character art. It's so good. 4 stars, 4.5. I highly recommend. And then I actually listened to Collide by Bal Cabra, which is a hockey romance. So this is like cute, nerdy girl, tutoring the hockey player, which honestly, that's one of my favorite tropes. Like, yeah. So they actually do end up kind of becoming like good friends. At first, they're really not. I mean, like, they don't hate each other. And they don't really even dislike each other, but they don't really get along in like the very beginning, because they are like forced to work together. They don't like that, but they do strike a friendship that leads to getting into bed together. I rated this 3.75 stars, so I really enjoyed this. Again, I mean, nothing like, oh my goodness, this is the best hockey romance I've ever read, but this was fun. I am really excited to read the rest in this series. I want to say there's like 2 other books in the series. I don't even know what the series is called, but I know there is 2 other books. I want to say one of them is called Revolve, and then the other one is Spiral. I probably actually listen to the audiobooks for the other 2 as well. She's an honors student with ambitious graduate school plans, and he's a jock with only hockey on his mind. But once their worlds collide, their connection is hot enough to melt an ice rink. And then I read Until I Get You by Claire Contreras. So I'm not going to tell you my rating or like my feelings really on this book, because this will be in a reading vlog. I am not done that yet. I'm working on it, okay? This is the only book I ended up reading in that vlog. I still got like, they're actually over there. I still have like 2 or 3 books that I need to read in the vlog. The vlog will be coming eventually, but I'm not gonna tell you anything really on this. I will tell you that it's like romantic thriller. I thought it was like a dark romance, and it's kind of dark, but it's not like crazy. But I thought it was like just a full dark romance, dark stalker romance. It's not. It's literally romantic suspense. And what's funny is the fact that it literally says it. Okay, I thought it did. I could have sworn it said it. I guess it didn't. Alright, well, I guess it's really not that funny because it's not on here. I read Until I Get You. You'll see that in a vlog coming up eventually. And then I listened to My Beautiful Neighbor by Piper Rain. I rated this 3 stars. It's like, again, it was like another book that was just alright. I felt like the 2 main characters were lacking. Like, I really didn't feel the chemistry. The MMC towards the ending kind of pissed me off. And then this one scene. Okay, there's one scene. They were talking about sausages. He asks her, "Are you hungry?" And she says, I have this memorized, okay? She says, "Are you going to feed me a hot dog And then she starts laughing because she's referring to something. And then he says, oh, come on. You know it's a kielbasa sausage. No. No, no, no. No, thank you. But other than that, I enjoyed parts of it. I didn't mind parts of it. That line really got to me. Like, I actually have it memorized. Like, I just can't get it out of my head. I don't know. I do want to read the next book, though. That one sounds like it might break my heart. And then I read this just little novella called Christmas in Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver. Yeah, that's right. She has a little novella, Christmas novella for the Chestnut Springs series. When she announced that, I immediately downloaded it. I didn't rate it though, because it's a little novella. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 chapters, but each chapter is a different couple. Like, it starts off with, you know, Summer and Rhett, then Kate and Willa, then Jasper and Sunny, and then Winter and what's his name? Winter and Theo. I can't believe I didn't know that, because Theo is like one of my favorites. Winter and Theo. And then Bo and Bailey. Back in the Chestnut Springs universe made me so happy. Seeing all the couples happy together, creating families together. It was so cute. And then I read Brimstone by Callie Hart. I rated this 4 stars. This is the second book to Quicksilver. Quicksilver is my favorite. I had rated that like 4.5 stars. That will always be my favorite. This one took me a minute to get into, but once I got into it, like, we were rolling. I was so happy to be back with Kingfisher and Saris. And then Carrion. Oh, Carrion and Kingfisher together. Hilarious. Like, they are actually freaking hilarious. Kingfisher, like, pretends not to care about Carrion at all, but we know that he actually secretly likes Carrion. They're gonna spark a little bromance. So honestly, that was like my favorite part. Like, Kingfisher and Carrion, yes. Yes, yes, yes. The ending, I'm honestly a little confused about. After the end, I was like, excuse me? What do you mean? I mean, it wasn't like crazy ending to where I was like, I need the next book immediately. But it was still like, what do you mean? So yeah, 4 stars for Brimstone. And then the last book that I listened to on audio is Pen Pal by J.T. Geisinger. I rated this 3.5 stars. For like most of it, like for like half of it, it was just kind of like, okay. I wasn't obsessed with like the 2 main characters. I didn't really connect with them. I didn't really feel like the whole chemistry. I mean, it was kind of fun. It was interesting, and I was curious to see like what was gonna happen, because I heard that the ending and like everything was like crazy. And that is where the 0.5 in my rating comes from. Because what in the actual fuck do you mean? Like, no, what do you mean? I say it to spoil it, because like, I want to actually tell you guys, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I just don't go into it thinking it's one thing when really it's another. I don't know how to explain it. I went into it thinking something like, oh, this is just gonna be a regular like blah 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 kind of romance, and nope. It wasn't. I actually had to stop the audiobook. Once that was revealed, I stopped it for a minute and just kind of like stared at the wall like, the frick did I just listen to? But yeah, that's where my 0.5 comes in. It probably would have just been like a 3 star, but like that ending bumped it up a little bit. But yeah, those are all the books that I read in November. It was a pretty decent reading month, if I do say so myself. I even found a new favorite author, so there's that. So if you haven't seen my TBR Jar Picks My December Reads, go and watch that. If you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.